Let's kick things off with the fundamentals. Could you explain what an INFF is and its role in sustainable development?
INFF frameworks are a way to create synergies between the financing and the planning components of governments in order for all countries to have a more integrated approach to financing that includes all financing sources, not just government resources or private sector or developing cooperation, but rather taking into account all three financing sources, internal resources that can be achieved through taxation, private sector alignment to those national priorities, and development cooperation. Those taking into account those three sources, governments can actually strengthen the synergy between the planning and the financing components, which usually have some conversations, but there is a need to, under the umbrella of the 2030 agenda and other frameworks, to increase the conversations and the coherence between the planning for sustainable development and the financing.
Now, I'm very interested about the support process. How does UNDESA assist countries that are keen on implementing INFFs?
The Financing for Seeds project, or FINS for short, is a project, a pilot project that aims at establishing INFF frameworks in small islands and developing states. These small island developing states, or seeds for short, have specific development challenges that require a specific tailored approach for seeds. That's why within the INFF umbrella and within the global support that the UN provides to multiple governments in the area of planning and financing through INFF frameworks, we decided at UNDESA to design and implement a specific project for seeds. That's why it's called Financing for Seeds. Through the FINS project, what UNDESA will do is place an embedded consultant within the Ministry of Finance or the planning units of selected seeds in order to provide that technical assistance that governments need. Obviously, UNDESA is an institution that is part of the UN Secretariat, and it's therefore located in UN headquarters in New York. But through this project, we are placing an embedded consultant within the Ministries of Finance in order for us to have a more direct support to government officials for INFF frameworks to strengthen the planning and the financing. And so that's the way that we want to implement this project.
There are quite a few sustainability initiatives out there. What makes your program stand out from the rest?
The uniqueness of the program is to provide capacity development activities to increase the capacity of government officials to use INFF framework to strengthen, to take specific decisions and update public financial management systems in a way that they can mobilize resources from all sources. And I mean, the difference with other components is that we as UN do not bring money to the government, to countries, but rather we help them strengthen their own technical capacity to better achieve those resource mobilization goals. The reason why we believe that some countries have chosen to be part of the project of the Financing for Seeds project is that they want to strengthen that synergy between the planning and the financing, but using a government-led strategy. That's sort of the different component of UNDESA's INFF approach, that we want to make sure that it's government-led, it's based on demands from the government or on needs that they have, and as opposed to a pure project approach where we try to deliver a product for the government. We what we want to do is, and that is the specific added value from our component, is that we want to make sure the government has the capacity to develop INFF deliverables in the long term, that they have the capacity. And so the different factor in our project is that we want to make sure that governments have the knowledge through training and other capacity development activities, so that in a couple of years, when we are not around, they have the knowledge and the capacity, the technical capacity to be able to develop those INFF frameworks that will again support that strengthening of the link between the planning and the financing.
Moving on to the selection process, I'm curious, how are countries chosen for fins implementation, and what's the initial step in this process?
The way that countries were selected for things implementation is, I mean, it starts with a request from government officials, and in that request, it's a letter that government officials send to UNDESA requesting support to strengthen the planning and financing under the INFF framework. Right, that's the way we have selected implementation in tailoring that implementation at this moment for three countries. We are still looking for a fourth country, and those countries are Fiji, the Dominican Republic, and Seychelles. But as mentioned, we're still waiting for a fourth country to join this initiative.